Hey guys, it's Sharon with Little Britain Company, and today I am going to work on this cool thing. This is one of the round wooden plaques from Dollar Tree. Let me show you, because I've already done some stuff. So I already took off this piece, and I really just pushed it through. I love that it's like this because it should be easy for me to put it back on when I'm done. I also took this guy off of his stake. So I have several here that I'm going to be doing this with, if it works. I think it will. So I've got like these guys and this guy. Let me show you how easy this is. I'm going to use this guy, and I just braced it so I wouldn't crack this piece. Look how easy that was. Oh, he's so cute. So I did that, and then I did the same thing. This one was harder because I'm just going to try to salvage these. Yep. So then I've got the welcome, and if I need something, I have an extra stake. So 3 pieces from that. I'm going to put my kitty cat away for a minute. Okay. Then just going to kind of make sure that this is brushed off well. And I'm going to align it this way because I know I have these holes that are going to have to go back in. And I want to make sure, look at this, that I have that ready. For those of you who might wonder if I take, more time than you are used to, this is a process video. I've never done this. I've never done this one. So this is, I often do my first time, I'm getting some stuff out of the way here. It sort of was underneath my thing. The first time I do things, I often do it on camera with you all. I get the idea and I just want to get it out of my head. I was talking to somebody about that recently. Okay, so for the one thing I am doing here, I'm trying to line up this with the holes so it sits fairly even, if that makes sense, so that my stripes will go up and down. Okay, that was just me taking a look at it. Now, I do know that a lot of people like to, my brain just went bye-bye just then. I don't know what I was going to say. A lot of people like to eat strawberries. I'm going to say that. I was going to say. Okay. Yeah, whatever. It really just went away. All right. I do have a brand new thing of Mod Podge, but if I can find my other one, and I'm not actually sure I can. I don't know what, oh my word. I've got some stickers falling here that I need to find a better home for. Oops, sorry about that. I moved everything away. You can see more of my messy desk. Well, that is unpleasant. So I can't find my smaller jar of Mod Podge, which is, yeah, okay. I am clearing this desk off tonight. I really should have done it before I got started, but I'm so excited to try this. I just have to. All right, so this one has got a nice seal on it. Let's see if I can get the seal off. I hate it when they don't have like a little lift thing for you. Because I find these difficult to get under if I can't. All right. Looks like I'm going to be poking a hole. Make sure I don't get anything on there. Just see how high this is. Okay. So I know that I'm going to need kind of a decent amount of Mod Podge on here. And this is not going to go in. just gonna, that might be too much, but we'll see. We shall see. Okay. No, that's not anywhere near too much. Let's give it some more. There we go. Oh, oh, that's just, wow. Way, way too much. I went nutty. Okay. And you know what? I'm going to let you guys see that, because holy cow, when has that not happened to one of us at some point in time? I got to wait one quick second. I'm going to clean up my jar. I always keep baby wipes around for little mistakes or big ones. There was my little mistake. Honestly, guys, you know what I've learned? There is just no point in getting upset. I just laugh it off. I mean, why not? And if it dries, that's fine. I can just, you can, when Mod Podge dries, you just iron on you just use an extra piece of, I want to say wax paper, I think that's right. And you just iron it on. All right, so there's a lot there. So it looks like I'm going to be, what I don't want to do is waste. So I'm going to go ahead and Mod Podge some of these little cuties. And again, I'm not worried if it dries. It can dry. What I don't want to do is waste my Mod Podge, because man, waste not, want not, right? So I'm going to put some of these around. This was not my intention on this lovely process video. But like I said, the good news, again, it really is that the Mod Podge, once it dries, I can still use it. I can get that off of there. It's not going to affect... Oh, I did that one on the back side. That's okay. I can do two sides on that one. I'll do that one two-sided. I might have to do all of these right now. It's a lot of Mod Podge. Okay. So we're going to get a whole bunch of stuff started, which honestly, maybe that's what the fates were trying to get me to do. You know, it's going to force me to prep a whole bunch of stuff at one time, and that should make it easier for me to go back. So it looks like we're going to be making some ornaments today. Move that guy out of the way. Put him here. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going and do this next batch. So appreciate y'all keeping me company while I try to fix, whoops, this lovely mistake. Again, I'm going to call it a happy coinkydink, because it really is making me prep some stuff ahead of time, and that's a wrong side again. Well, they're gonna be two-sided anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, that's looking better, because that was a lot of Mod Podge. That was just way too much Mod Podge. I can get a little bit more of that up. Make sure I got my edges. Yes, and it didn't dry actually. It's still good to go. So I think I'm going to go ahead and put there we go. Okay, so now that I have a whole bunch of stuff up and running. Sorry, I can't help but laugh. You just gotta laugh. What can you do? Mistakes will be made. I'm going to move a few of these over. I have some space over here so that I can work on this. I'm sorry, I'm still laughing. I am still laughing at my own silliness, and you know, stuff happens. I hope you guys are laughing with me. 'Cause dag, only I could do that. Okay. Oh, let me move it up a little bit more. I want to make sure that I'm covering all of my edges. Okay. A lot of people really do, and I'm going to do that on the other ones. They really do their Mod Podge dry. That's, I think, what I was going to say earlier. Yay! So lots of people do their Mod Podge dry. They just do, and that's fine. You know, why not? And then you basically get something, put something in between that and the papers, and you iron them on. And I think that's going to be interesting when I do that, probably later tonight or tomorrow. Right now, I'm just so excited about doing these guys. Making sure that I've got, that everything's coming out nice. And yeah. See if I got everything nice. So the Mod Podge is still nice and damp under there. So what I want to do is make sure I've pushed everything through. And I did find a little place, I don't know if you could see the bubbling at some of these places here. So it's just helping. I did, by the way, buy this on Temu, and it's fantastic. It is fantastic. Okay. I think I got... Be careful not to do that. Be careful to go in one direction, come towards you. I went that way, and I know that's a mistake. And yet I did it anyway. Well, you know what? I'm going to say, I'm just showing you guys. I'm just doing what not to do. That's my story, and I'm sticking with it. Okay. So far, so good. And oh my word, I am loving this. It looks like a little something got right there, but that's okay. I'm going to do a touch of repair right there. Also, it looks like there's a little bit of paint that came over onto the kitty cat's teeth. So that should clean up really well with a tiny amount. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray a little bit of isopropyl alcohol onto a cloth, a little bit. And then I'm going to try to clean that up, because too much and it's going to start taking stuff off. Okay, so this is up and running. You can you see how much extra came out as I was doing this? Out of both the top and the bottom. There was actually still quite a bit in there. And that's okay. I'm going to clean that up a little bit. Actually, I'm just going to do that just to get rid of it. Here we go. And move that off of there. And now I am going to let this guy dry. And I want to move him. Oh, that got on the table. I do not want to Mod Podge on. I'm moving him out of the way for just a minute so he can dry somewhere where he's not going to stick to anything. And I'm going to go ahead and get a little piece of, well, not a piece of, I'm going to get a one of my wipes. Best thing I can keep next to this. Okay. All right. So, silly as that was, I'm not having an easy time with this. It's Mod Podge. Okay, I'm going to put that one there, and then we're going to let that dry, and we're going to come back to it. Okay, so it's nice and dry, and let's see. I think what I'm going to do next is just cut off some of this excess. I don't need to get crazy close. I don't want it to... That one's very close. So this was a 12 by 12 sheet of paper, and it was for this this wooden round. So this was about perfect. I've got these I don't think I'll use, but you never know. Okay. So I've never done this technique. It's supposed to work. Oh. Not well. Burned through there. Oh, that's funny. It's just burning out. So what I've got here is, this is a metal. All right, we'll try one more time. See if we can't get this going. Should. Just burn all the way around. Get these edges off. But it's not going. It just doesn't want to take off and go. It's really funny. So it's not burning the whole edges off, which is interesting. That. What it is burning off is, you know, it's great. It's getting down to where it's supposed to be. It's giving me a nice little dark edge on there, but man, it just does not want to take. This really should work quicker than this. So it's probably just the paper. This is a much thicker paper than the normal tissue paper or other things that you might sometimes use on here. So kind of this is going to take a little while. It's a nice burnt edge though. I like the way it's looking on the edge. Try to get that part off. Try to get a little bit of this part off. Man, somebody just have to light them over. Okay. That one's good. Okay, that's just taking too long. The whole point of doing the burnt edge is that it goes quick. So because the, really, I'm sure that it's because this paper is just so much thicker than what you would have if you were doing, most of the time people are doing this with the burnt edges. Oh, didn't mean to do that. They are doing it with tissue paper. So I'm going to clean my hands up because now I have that stuff all over my hands. All right. And we're going to move this out of the way for a minute. My little protective surface. And I'm going to get my fancy little cutting tool out, but only if I can find it. All right, I'm just going to use this. And get off the rest of this. Oh. All right, maybe not. That actually just, I think I need a sharper blade because that just started cutting right through it. That is not what I wanted. All right. This, guys, is just sometimes the way it happens. I do like the edge I was getting, but I don't really need a burnt edge on this one because I already plan on covering with something else. So I'm just going to go ahead and doesn't even need to be perfect around this one, since the goal is to put something else on it. There. Although it looks pretty darn good. I'm pretty happy with that, with the way it comes out. I think that if I didn't already have a plan for the edge, I think that I would have gone ahead and just kept slowly but surely burning it out and completing that process. So what I am going to do, though, is I do want to put another coat on top of this, only because I want it to be pretty well protected. So I'm going to put this back in place. This is just a little bit of step-by-step, making sure that I have, you know, everything. I'm going to use a smaller brush this time. I have a whole container of brushes. Pick them up and okay, so I've been using this antique mat, and I didn't want to waste any of it. This time I'm just going to stick my brush in. So I do want to put a top coat on this. And then you all can see for yourselves whether you think it's really antique-y at all. I don't know. I don't know. So make sure I get the whole thing. And there are times when I use Mod Podge that I actually want some brush strokes. I don't think this is going to be one of those times, but it's not going to be a big deal. Let's see, I think I got it all. Let me just make sure I got it all the way around. I'm going to kind of shine it in the light and see if I missed anything. Okay, right there. I actually missed a little spot right there. Maybe a little spot right there. Maybe a few more spots over here that I didn't quite get. I do like using the Mod Podge on some of these. I've got some notebooks I'm going to be making this week, and I'll be using the Mod Podge on those instead of just glue. I see a lot of people using glue now, but I just like the sealer that Mod Podge is and has. I'm actually kind of tempted to Mod Podging this guy just to be sure that he's going to be so cute on there. Oh my gosh, I'm loving him. The other thing I want to do with him is I don't like this unfinished edge for this project. So I'm going to put this over here because I have a place that this can sit and dry. It's not touching anything right there. All right, so I'm going to bring him in, and I'm going to bring in just a little bit, and I'm not worried about it. I'm going to use up some of this. This is from the Dollar Tree. This is the chalk paint. Don't really matter. And I have just a little, I was about to say toothbrush. Okay, it's not a toothbrush. I do know. So let me go one of my little trays. Actually, doesn't matter. I'm just gonna get out one of my little trays here, and I'll shake this up because I think that it's a little better when it's shook up. I am really getting happy with this. This was very much the look that I was going for. So just put a bunch in there. See if that'll be enough. So this is going to be tedious because I really don't want to get any on the front. So I just need to be careful. All right, I tell you what, so that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to finish this up and then I'll bring you back when I start to look at putting it all together. Okay, so I have finished, that took a while. So I finished going all the way around him, and I have to say, once I finished it, I just feel like he has so much more depth. Now I'm going to try something on this that I have not done before. I am going to Mod Podge the top of this guy because he's just paper. I think that he's just a paper overlay. So I'm just going to give him a quick Mod Podge. I want to make sure that he stays sealed. I want to make sure nothing comes off. That when he goes home with someone, they know, I know, he's going to be in the best possible shape. Get this moving. So, yep. So just a quick over the top Mod Podge. Get those corners. And I am going to, oh, that's way too much. Let's get control of that one. Get the little bit here. I'm going over the top of him here. Yep. I know I'm making it a little bit gloppy, but just want to make sure he is good and sealed. I really love Mod Podge. Okay, these edges. I don't want him to be gloppy on his edges. Get that part off. Okay. Okay, now we've got to let him dry again. Let him dry up. So cute. This one is about dry. I love that it's got that extra feel to it. Now, I do want to have these holes. So I have where's my little pokey tool? I'm going to use my little pokey tool. So while this wonderful fella, actually I'm going to move him to where they can just switch places for a minute. There we go. And I do want to make sure I don't get extra Mod Podge on him now, because he's done. Okay. So I'm going to really, really carefully use my little pokey tool, because I do not want to rip what's on the other side. I have put too much time into it. Okay, so just a little bit there. And again, just honestly, I just wanted to, there, barely poke through. And the reason I did that is because, okay, can you see that? See how it's puckering upwards and out? I don't want it to do that. So now I'm going to go back like that. Now it's puckering in and inside. And I've got the whole thing. There. Now I've got my little holes which are ready to go. And I didn't damage my paper. That was a big one. I wanted to make sure that I didn't. I'm going to stick it one, just kind of rub it around in there. So now this one, good gracious. is almost ready. It's getting there. Okay, so now I'm not going to put my, I still got a little thingy there, but it's not going to matter. So we're going to let the cat dry. And then once our cat is dry, once the Mod Podge is done on the cat, it'll be time to put this all together. I'm trying to decide if I want to put, so my plan has been to put the, oh, I gotta reach it. My cool tinsel here. Big enough piece. Hope I have a big enough piece. Probably should have checked. Okay, I think this is big enough. Let's see. So my idea here is that I would be putting this all the way around. I think I still like that idea. And I've got enough tinsel here. And again, I got these off of, I've been using all of this up, but and I've used quite a bit of the black. But this one came from maybe a spider or spider web or something. So I've really been taking them apart and using them in lots of different places. I really am excited about working on the pumpkin and getting the pumpkin and the ghost frames done. But okay, we're gonna let this sit. I'll stop talking. We'll be back in a minute. Okay, so the cat is almost completely dry. Just inside the stars aren't dry, but I realized that I made a mistake after the fact, and as I was starting to put things together and thinking about where everything's going to go, for the next one that I do, I don't think I really needed to poke the holes. It really just depends on what you're going to do. If you're going to leave this really simple and not do something around it, then you need the holes, you know, so you can hang it, or you don't really need them. But after the fact, I realized I don't really necessarily want the holes. I want my cat to be the focus. So I'm looking at, so I think that instead of using the holes to hang, I may give my cat a little interesting bow tie. Let's see if I can reach this stuff. Yep. So I still have one of these Halloween trees. I've been using it I've been wrapping my tinsel around it. Unwrap my tinsel for a minute so I can get to the Halloween tree. So my thought is to give my cute little cat here, a little bow tie with just a couple of these. You know, maybe something going here and something there on the bottom that really appears to be a little bow tie, because if I recall, these guys did have like a bow tie. So I'm going to let him continue to dry. But the next step that we're going to do is attaching the, before I put the cat on, I want to go ahead and attach my black tinsel. Make sure it's going to go all the way around. So just lining it up. And it's being very difficult. Today we went to the Pumpkin Festival and Spring Hope. That was cool. Let me get that right around there. It's going to be pretty much just enough. So, let me get down here. Don't do that. There we go. I'm just going to start down pretty much in the middle at the bottom. And I'm going to start hot gluing. Put this up a little bit. So I have, this is my cordless hot glue gun. And I have a love-hate relationship with it. So I love that it's cordless. I love how easy it is to use. What I hate is that it turns itself off before I'm done using it. So you gotta, you wait until it blinks straight blue, which doesn't take very long. And then it's good to go. And I always leave my kickstand down because I mean, unless I really need to get into a tight space. because then it's easier for me to put it straight down. So I use the extra long glue sticks. All right, so where it go, I'm going to do, I don't know if you guys can, I'm going to try to do a little mount right here. You got to go quick because, dang, this stuff dries fast. So let me get that on there. There. Ooh. All right. So I'm going to raise this even more. It's even more the messy table. So I can move in, go a little bit faster with this. And you can see I am really trying to make it nice and thin because I don't want my hot glue to glop over. So I may apply for the Pumpkin Festival tomorrow. That would be fun. I mean, not tomorrow, next year. I might apply for the Pumpkin Festival next year. See how that goes. It's a beautiful day. They had an amazing day, and oh my word, they had a pumpkin weighing contest. It was amazing. Pumpkins and watermelons, and they were absolutely amazing. I sincerely believe that farmers are the lifeblood of the country. I don't know that anyone would disagree with that. Gotta respect your farmers. They feed us. You know, they're the ones out there at crazy o'clock in the morning or staying up with their animals, and they're just pretty amazing people, I think. Gotta make sure they're taken care of. Okay, keep going here. And our first responders, my son's friend, his father, I think I mentioned this before, is a 911 works in 911 call center, and he went up and spent, golly, almost a week, I think. You know, since the day after Helene, he was up there trying to get some communication centers up and running, using so people could call in. They're 911s, and I think they were setting up ham radios, and so big shout out to anyone who does that. That's amazing, and I think, quite frankly, very difficult work, especially when you're seeing some of that devastation. I think we're all beginning to see it. And anyway, so we are going out tomorrow. School is starting to collect material, things for, at the moment, no one's worried about the school up there. What we're worried about is getting people, the food and things they need. There's a big need for baby food and diapers and things like that. So we had the list, and I realized that Pedialyte was not on it. And I'm thinking, especially for our toddlers, that's a really good way to help them stay hydrated. So I said, can I bring you some Pedialyte? They were like, oh my gosh, yes, weren't even thinking about that one. And so tomorrow we are going out, and we are buying a big old batch of Pedialyte to send, ouch, one of our teachers, her nephew, I think, is a fireman up there in one of those areas, and they're going to deliver it to him. Okay. So that went on fairly smoothly, and I really am liking the way it doesn't take over the space. I will say I am also very much liking, I'm so glad that I put the Mod Podge on my little cat face here, because I think it really does, it adds just that, I think it does do a job of giving it a little bit older. It's not so shiny anymore. My little cat looks like it's been around a little bit. Oh, this is just adorable. I am loving this guy. Okay. So let me line him up. I want to make sure that I've got him fairly even on both sides. I've got just kind of lining him up based on my little holes here. I can probably put him just like this. Now, he is not flat. So I think I'm going to solve that by putting some heavy, once I put the hot glue on, I'm going to put some heavy things on top of him. However, because he's got Mod Podge, I have to be really careful about that, especially right now, unless I want to wait overnight, and I'm not a patient person, I'm not going to wait overnight. But unless I want to wait overnight to finish him up and to do the last bits on him, I need to figure out how to do that. Well, so the way I'm going to do that is I am going to, while I'm cutting off some pieces here while we're doing this, I'm going to get some wax paper. I'm going to lay the wax paper on top of him so that it doesn't stick. And then I'm going to put the heavy pieces on there. I also want to see, those are just flying. I want to see how this is going to look. As almost a little bow tie. And I think to do that, I'm going to need to kind of make this, what I'm doing right now is trying to make this a little bit into maybe more of a knot right here. Kind of give it that knotted look. I might have to trim that one back a little bit. So, oh, when I did that, it doesn't quite reach the holes. Okay. I'm going to think about that for a minute. All right, so if I knot them up this way, it's not quite reaching the holes the way I want it to. But what if I do this? What do y'all think of this? Oh, if I can get them undone. I've got them well knotted. All right, let me undo this. What if it needs to be about there? And this one needs to be right about there. Right? What if I put a half a pumpkin right there? Something smaller. Something that really gives him that kind of look. Now I'm having to think it through. Now, when I said this, you know, that this is the process. This is the process. This is where I start to really think it through. So you can cut these little guys in half, and I have. And it does very much, it matches that really well. So if I cut this in half and I put it underneath, I actually think I'm going to try it. Let's just try it and see. I think I'm going to cut him like smaller than half. Like maybe right there. You got to do it carefully. Ooh, that one's really sticking. Definitely need a new blade. All right, so I'm just kind of working my way through this guy. Oh, it broke off too. All right, so that kind of broke off in a weird way. So I can make that one work. Kind of control that. All right, I'm kind of liking this. It's doing what I need it to do as far as taking care of those, and it gives him a little bit of a collar type look. So I think I'm going to go with that. And I even think that the way I ended up cutting this guy worked. Just because of where it's going to sit. So let me... All right, the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to get our Mr. Cat. Moving everything else out of the way. I'm going to get Mr. Cat hot glued to this wonderful form here. I am really just loving this guy. I think he's turning out so cool. And I'm so happy with let me get him even closer so you can really see. He's just not as bright and shiny as he was. And the bright and shiny really was detracting from the antique look that I was really going for. And I was still going to be okay with it, but now I think this is just working out so well. All right, I'm going to go get some wax paper and we're going to glue this wonderful guy down, and then we're going to finish up. And yeah, I am psyched, man. I'm super excited. Okay, I've got my parchment paper. So it's time for Mr. Kitty Cat. No, it's time for us to wait for the glue gun to come on. No, it's just a waiting game. This, I have to say, this has been in my head for a while. And I am so happy to start getting it out of my head. Come on, go quick, go quick, go quick. Go quick. Because it's gonna dry quick. I'm not getting enough out of this, and it is already drying as I go. Oh my word, it's not fast enough. Okay. Okay. I have to keep it down on both sides. You can hear it starting to pop up. It does not want to stay down. I'm not sure that one's heavy enough. I'll add a little weight to that side. The ears are coming up. I can hear them popping up. So, okay, so now this truly is a holding pattern. I'm going to leave it like this. I know it seems strange. I'm going to come back to it probably and just a little bit. We're going to come back to this, see if it's good and solid, and if not, I might try to get some more glue under there and see if we can get it to adhere then. Okay guys, I have no idea how much of that may or may not have been videoed. I've been over here talking and I finally looked at my camera and I'm like, oh, and it was dark. What happened? So I'll go back and look at it in a few minutes. I don't know where it cut off, but I was able to reattach my cat face with my more heavy-duty hot glue gun. And I've just been playing with getting his little collar together and realizing that I'm going to have to recut this piece because it's just not cutting. It's just not where I want it to be. So I did start cutting it. I don't want it to be huge. And this time I'm just, can you see that I'm cutting it with scissors? I'm not sure it's going to be too much better, but I'm going to pull out a little bit of that. Trim him up just a wee bit. I'm going to get rid of some of that what's underneath. Just a wee bit of a trim. Okay. I'm just making sure before I attach him that none of that white styrofoam is going to show through, and I'm not seeing any of it, but just to make sure I am coating this guy. Really coating him. I think I just melted him. See what happens. So I'm just going to hold him on for a minute because our cat is almost done. And I am very excited. Let's see if he... I will say I kind of like that, but it's not going to be completely solid to that. Okay, so our little kitty collar is done. The last thing to do here is going to be to throw away some of the trash. I'm going to get a better, oh my word, I really, really like him. Okay, and now I'm going to just reattach this. And I want to get, before I do that, I need to find, I think I can do this one. I'm going to use this. Maybe it'll have a use for it after all. Since I can't use this to hold the knife pieces in place, maybe I can use it to hold the glue in place. All right, so I'm going to turn him over. I want to make sure I know exactly where my hat is. And then I'm going to basically attach this kind of straight across the back. So just a dollop, a nice dollop of glue right there to hold that guy. And then straight around this side, nice dollop of glue. Let me make sure I've got them in the right places so that this will, okay. Now, I'm going to add a little bit more to the tops of those. Really what I'm doing is just, there we go. All right, now that's just got to dry. While it dries, let's take a look at our adorable cat. What do you think? Isn't he cute? I just love him. I am super excited about him. I'm excited to make some others that are going to be similar to him. I really love him. Now I want you to see this. I still wasn't able to get him down. I think the only way I'm going to be able to get that down, I might use some of the E6000 to just, because it's adhering to everything else, and maybe that's okay. The fact that his cone sits up a little bit, because I paint, oh, I just stuck my hand in the glue. That was not wise. Oh, ow, ow, ow. Huh, smooth, Sharon. Luckily, it was a little bit cooler. Okay, there we go. Let me just, oh, I am just hit 1,000. Okay, so I'm fine. Oh, wouldn't be a Saturday night without sticking your hand in glue, right? Okay, so I think that the cat's hat is going to be fine because I painted all of the edges, and so you're not really seeing behind the hat, but the edges give you that all around look to it. So I'm okay with it. I'll have to see what I do with the next ones. Hopefully they'll be flat. The cat was not, which is, can be a problem with some of these. These are still drying. Look at that. Well, there was a lot of glue on there. Because I want to make sure it holds when somebody hangs it up. It is not a particularly heavy piece, so it really should hold when it's hung up. But it also, makes me think that maybe I should have put a piece of paper over the top of it when I was putting it down as an additional precaution for it. So anyway, that's it. The kitty cat's done. Let me know what you think. Do you think he's, do you like him? Do you not like him? I'm really interested. And what do you think I should charge for him at the craft fair? Right now, just based on what he is and some of what went into him, I'm thinking 15, somewhere between 15 and 20. Y'all let me know. Please let me know what you think. And yeah, I'll talk to you next time. Cheers.